For theater.
Yeah. This is different. And
so say it with me, Christian. Ghosts, I guess they are real after all, Scott.
Maybe disasters, ghosts are real.
Okay. Everyone at home just wants to hear those words, man. More than they want to hear the words "I love you" from a significant other.
They want to hear me say that ghosts are real.
They want to hear you say that ghosts are real, so they can be like, you know what?
Here we go.
We did something.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to help everybody.
All right.
Ghosts are real.
Yeah, joke's on you, man. I edit the podcast. You didn't add anything after ghosts are real. Okay.
Exactly.
Clip that right out.
But everybody would know that's not like Christian. Scott's pushing an agenda.
I am. Get on board.
All right. We want to talk about some other disaster ghosts?
Yes, please.
All right. This one comes from Chicago's CBSlocal.com, which is obviously a website.
I hope so. That'd be a weird title.
Yeah, that is a weird title. But on July 24th, 1915, the SS Eastland was parked along the Chicago River downtown. The steamship was supposed to be carrying passengers to an annual picnic for the Western Electric Company located in Cicero. That's quite a company when they're like, we're going to get a steamship to bring all our people to the work party. The steamship was set to head east along the Chicago River to Lake Michigan and then south to Michigan City, Indiana. The Eastland was the first boat leaving that morning. Its capacity was about 2,300 people. Though it was not clear how many were actually on board that day, Tony Zabelski of Chicago Hauntings Ghost Tours says it could have been more than 3,000. Everyone wanted to go out on the Eastland because it was the first ship scheduled to go out that day. Author J. Bonansinga. Very, very good. Told CBS's Vince Jerisel back in 2015. It was such a freak accident, nobody expected this giant 300-foot steel ship to go over. With an excess of people on board moving around the vessel, the boat tipped over while still docked, trapping hundreds of people under the waterline. It's not clear what happened, but when the vessel tipped, 844 people lost their lives, including 22 entire families.
Damn.
That's, sometimes you don't really think about that, but I think maybe your brain might be getting to the point where you can be like, damn, my whole name could be wiped out in one bad day.
Yeah. I've thought about that plenty of times.
Yeah. It's like crazy to think that many families.
Entire families just wiped off the globe.
Yeah.
How'd they go? This boat tipped over.
Yeah. The world we live in. Zabelski says a lot of people report to this day that from the restaurants along the river or looking down from the Clark Street Bridge, they'll still see images, faces of people floating in the water or hands reaching up for safety. There are even police reports of people who look into the water from a riverfront restaurant at night. The witnesses think they see somebody drowning in the river and they'll call the police. But when the police arrive, they never find anybody. That's creepy in itself.
Creepy and following the theme of the episode, very tragic. Very tragic, Christian.
I will try to work into the next one a little bit more happiness.
Oh no, it's okay. I can do the funny ha-has, no problem. Luckily, China just got me a tin filled with emergency dad jokes, so I'm gonna go ahead and lighten the mood right now.
Okay.
Never spell part backwards. It's a trap. Okay. Moving right along.
That one I got right away. I didn't get right away, but when you said it's a trap, I got Star Wars on the brain.
It's a trap. Akbar. Yeah, so pretty sad.
Very sad.
And to this day, like, okay, what about in Japan? Is it still to this day? Are people, it's been, 10 years now, 11 years?
It doesn't sound like, I went through some more recent things where they kind of talked about the anniversary and none of this was mentioned.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Like, as long as it's not, like, still happening, It'd be a weird period of time, though. Like, I don't know, 10 years later, you're hovering around the dinner table and you're like, hey, remember when all those ghosts were in the city? That's a weird thing to get past. I don't know. It'd be a weird thing to live through. Like, it'd suck trauma-wise, and then it'd be really on just insult to injury. Having to deal with ghosts afterward would be kind of scary.
When you go back to some of those stories, like the taxi drivers and things like that.
Yeah.
People were kind of amazing with the way the taxi drivers kind of got used to it and actually would help, take people to, like, to these or ghosts to these destinations. There was one story of a fire station that kept getting calls from a house that had been destroyed in the tsunami for months.
I think I remember that story.
Yeah, until they went out, the whole station went to this house and basically prayed, and then the phone calls stopped. I don't know
I do remember that story, yeah.
Which firemen don't typically talk about those kind of things. They're kind of like police. There's certain things they don't touch on.
Yeah.
But that one right there, when they actually finally like, we need to go out and help this soul rest or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's like in that episode we did with near-death experiences, you know, like prayer for whatever reason, it like sends out that beacon to whoever you're doing it for. Like it's just a helpful thing. It's like that, maybe that positivity of it, whatever it is, you know, like that.
You're sending an energy.
Yeah.
And the intention is like behind prayer is generally good, you know, so.
You'd hope, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Smite my enemies.
Yeah, some people are like that. I wish my boss would slip and fall off the top floor or something.
Well, hopefully your boss isn't listening, Christian. That's really
I'm
messed
not
up.
saying that about my boss, but that's what generally people say.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just out of frustration. But
sure, yeah.
When you think about something like prayer, the intention means a lot.
Sure.
Not just to the person you're praying for, but also the people that are praying. Or in a skeptic's point of view, the thoughts that I may have that are similar to that, like wishing well for people, would be similar in a lot of ways. It's the energy you're putting out there, the intention that helps you because you're putting good energy out there. And if that energy, which should be able to transfer some way, is going to go to that person who you might be praying for. And in the case of praying, you get a little bit of help on your side because whatever religion you are, there's usually a God there helping you out, enhancing the strength of your energy.
Yeah, you gave a weird picture for it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Christian.
It was, I thought that was a way to explain it without actually being.
Without picking a side?
No, it was just like, that's the point of prayer, right?
Sure, yeah.
Kind of is to do that thing and then have the help of your faith.
Yeah.
And your spiritual guide, no matter what religion you are.
Sure.
I don't know how we got on that, but I guess when you're such a depressing topic where you're seeing children crawling in mud or people's face floating in a river.
Yeah, puddles, definitely not fun.
Now there's more to that, but we can skip that part of it. Well, actually, no, we should do this. I can read this part though, because there's a weird little thing on there. People who work in the Reed Murdoch building, especially after hours, report seeing shadow figures moving down the hallways. They will also hear sounds coming from rooms above them where nobody should be, and they report seeing lights flickering on and off, and doors slowly creeping open
They were creeping open.
Yeah. The doors slowly creeping open and slamming shut. But the Reed Murdoch building was not the primary building pressed into service as a temporary morgue. That duty went to the 2nd Regiment Armory at 110 North Carpenter Street at Washington Boulevard in the West Loop. The 2nd Regiment Armory, in turn, later became Harpo Studios, where Oprah Winfrey taped her talk show for many years. Initially, Winfrey said she did not know the history of the building, but a lot of her staff and she herself would claim to have a lot of experiences in it. They would hear such sounds as ghostly children playing up and down the hallways of the building, and there was one woman's restroom where they would hear the sound of a woman sobbing. Coming from Oprah there, how do you feel about that?
Well, first and foremost, fuck Oprah Winfrey, but outside of that...
I don't understand the hatred.
Oh, I hate her just for the same reason I hate Ellen DeGeneres. They're both asshats.
Oh, okay.
But ghosts, man, right? Am I right, everyone?
Yeah.
Ghosts?
Ghost, am I right?
Ooh. No, that was a ghost joke for you.
Yeah. There was a night watchman at the building would also hear crashing sounds, but an investigation into the origins of the crash would turn up nothing. Security cameras at the building also captured what looked like a woman in an old-time gray dress. And Winfrey nicknamed the woman the Gray Lady. She did several episodes of her show dedicated to the Eastland disaster and its victims. The building was later demolished to make way for a new McDonald's corporate headquarters.
Oh yeah, that's how you really pay homage. You're like, you know what?
Yeah,
McDonald's.
Yep. That's how the powers that be get rid of ghosts, though, by building a McDonald's or something else mundane like that.
Yeah.
It is so.